Today I'm taking out the FOXWELL JT200 2-cylinder injector tester. Got our instructions. Looks pretty straightforward. It says that the power is 12 volt 2 amp. Relative humidity less than 85%. Environmental temperature -5 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. So it's basically just the parameters that you want to run the thing in. Should not be a problem there. Tank capacity 150 milliliters. Cylinder volume 100 milliliters. RPM 100 to 9900. Steps in 100. Time is 30 to 600 seconds. Oil pressure 1.2 to 1.5 bar. That is fixed. That's not something we're going to be able to adjust. And pressure relief is manual. Looks like we got our cable for connecting to our injectors, and we got our cable for connecting to a 12 volt power source. So we can literally throw this onto the battery of our car. Looks like we have got a plug, so if we're only going to use one cylinder, we only want to test one injector, we can plug the other side with that. We have some adapters. We have some more adapters. Comes with a little funnel, and we got our injector mount. So this is going to sit on top of the injector. It's going to put fluid in through there. It looks like our tubing is going to connect to that. So here is the meat and potatoes. Here is our beaker. That is a plastic beaker, and if you look close you can see that that is graduated up to 100 milliliters. So we got two of those, and it looks like we're going to remove that plate and then they will just sit right there in the top. Front we got our pressure gauge, so we got PSI on the outside, we got kilograms per square centimeter on the inside. The gauge will read up to 28 PSI. Then we got our display and our interface right there. On the top we've got our on-off switch, we got our input, we got our output, we got our tubing for our fluid, and we got our filler port. It also says that this is the pressure release, so I'm guessing that whenever we get done with it, when we want to reduce the pressure, all we're going to do is spin this guy to loosen that up and let the pressure out. So the funnel is a little funny because it's basically just barely larger than the fill tube itself, but it can help at any rate. So things that you can use in this, you should probably just use fuel. Be the same thing should be running through the injector anyway. You can also use isopropyl alcohol, get as high of a percentage as you can get, so 99%. I'm just going to use some water. It is not ideal because it can promote corrosion. If there's any minerals in the water, that can also cause a problem in the injector or even just promote growth. So probably should not use this, but just for testing, that's what I'm going to use. And there is a little gauge on the right side, so it is right here. It did not take much for that to fill up, so we are almost all the way full. You can see this does not take a heck of a lot of fluid. I'll put these in so that the gauge is facing to the front. Drop on our top plate, and this will just thread in. So these bolts here were just a placeholder to hold that plate in place, and we just want to thread these rods in so that they have a good bite. They don't need to thread it all the way in, but you want to give it at least a few threads hanging out the bottom. So there's the injector, and you can see we got those tiny little bitty holes right in there. So that is going to be what we're checking for. Basically any sediment that gets into that injector is going to clog up those holes. This one is a 13 to 14.5, so we'll drop that guy on the top. And if that is a tight fit, you can take some mineral oil and put it around that O-ring just so it will slide in there nice and good. What you don't want to do is push that O-ring out of its place. So this is going to drop through that hole. So we need to get one of these washers, whichever one is going to fit best. That one is too small, and that one looks good. And we'll do the same thing for our other injector. So I'm going to plug in my cables. There is not a polarity on here, so you don't have to worry about getting these mixed up. And then we're going to take our hose, push our nut onto the hose, push the hose onto the bar, and then thread that back on. Now you can use a wrench to tighten that up, but I'm not going to. Now I'm going to plug in power, and for that I'm just going to use a power supply, just something simple so I can get 12 volts. Again, you can just use a car battery for this, but it's only 2 amps. This is going to work perfectly fine for that. So I got it set to 12 volts. Go ahead and turn that on. Currently drawing 0.068 amps, so we are in plenty good condition there. So we can see it does turn on as soon as we power it up. This button on here is just for the pump. We have manual mode and we have automatic mode. So in manual mode we got 4600. Automatic mode we got it for 120 seconds. We can go up to manual mode. Can hit the plus to bring that up or minus to bring that down. And we can also adjust the time on the automatic mode. So let's stay in automatic mode. Turn on our pump. We can see that we are pressurizing, and we are going to right around 18 PSI. We'll hit play. And we can already tell this guy on the left is running much better than the guy on the right. Looks like we've got a bad injector here on the right side. Cool, we'll go with that. So now that we're done, there we go. Yep, and that is the way that we drop the pressure. Let's get a couple new injectors. Well, that's interesting. I thought these were two good ones, but apparently the left one on here was bad. So even a brand new one Turns out it isn't working right. But at least we can see it is revving up and down. It's going to run through the full cycle. There we go. Now if we switch that to manual, we hit play. Right now it is running at 600 RPM. And we can bring that up. We can take that all the way. 9,900 RPM. There we go. I guess that's all it took to get that other guy going. And we can bring that back down. Interesting. So maybe we stuck that, but with the ultra high frequency we actually freed it up. Either way, I still would not put that one back in the vehicle. But it is nice to know that that was what was going on. And if we look in there, we can see how those things are actually running. They even put a little yellow light behind it so that you can see exactly what that pattern is. Very nice. Let's turn off our pump. And as you can see, those injectors are still running, so even if you don't have anything going through it, you'll still be able to hear that guy click. You'll be able to find out if it is actually functioning. We'll turn that off. Let's go ahead and release the pressure. That is a pretty sweet setup. Just to show you what I mean, plug that guy in. Yeah, and you can hear that guy clacking away. So even if you don't have fluid and you just want to do a quick test, you can use that to find out if the solenoid itself is working. So if you're working on cars all the time and you're sick of doing the long way around to find out if the injector is good or not, this is going to be an excellent way of making that happen.